Cool. I'm pro both. We disagree. Do you want to debate?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, cool. Let me just get my debate prep ready. Okay, I think I found it. There is this claim here that to protect the unborn is because we need to protect the unborn. That's the claim. That's the pro-life position, protect the unborn. Because life's dignity it extends into the womb. So that, life begins at conception. So the strength here is the intrinsic value of life. Now, there's going to be a problem if I treat the pregnant person as a vessel. That would collapse the dignity into a type of control. So there's a thesis here about the absolutist position. I'm not an absolutist. And the same thing kind of happens on the pro-choice side. The pro-choicers are like, protect bodily autonomy at all costs, because choice is the thing that extends. That is the thing that is, we can't violate that. So there's a strength there, bodily autonomy, moral agency. But there is something like we have this life in the womb that is reduced to relativism, basically, which it doesn't do that. So both sides have this reduction that doesn't make sense. But I'm left here going, well, I value life in the womb. I value moral agency. So I have to look at this. Okay, so I've got life in the womb and moral agency. And I have to look at those. I'm holding those as both valuable. Both are things that we can't violate. So how do I figure this out? Well, if I look at the pro-life, there's going to be, it's going to end up with coercion. Either you're an abolitionist or you want to make it outlawed. So that would be the pro-life result as far as like the extreme end of that. And then same with the pro-choice side, there's going to be some kind of like ridiculous like extension of that. Just nobody, is the fetus a parasite? Yes, it is. Kill it. Like it gets to be kind of, indifferent, and that's absurd. So we have to look for how this goes together, and how it goes together is dignity equals life plus or multiplied by agency. So we want to preserve both goods by putting them together. We want to keep life. We want to keep life's worth. We want to keep that pro-choice agency ethic. Because I'm an American, and we don't want totalitarianism. So we don't want to totalize either of these. So that would lead towards totalitarianism. So I have a new category, just pro both. Just we honor life through freedom, and we honor freedom dignified by life itself, and that makes perfect sense. That's coherent. So I'm not into operationalizing, forcing women to have their baby. I'm into operationalizing justice via dignity. So I think we should care. We should definitely care about the fetus. We should care about life beginning at conception. So we're going to look into things like prenatal parental care, education, contraception, sex ed, paid leave, things like that. Those things will all coalesce around the pro-life position. We want to make sure that there is, we analyze all the different gestational stages for viability, and all of that comes into play when we're talking about how we adjudicate a case. So there's going to be some kind of coherence here between relational components between life, agency, and the context. Now, if there's harm, that's gonna be like, well, let's choose the path that maximizes life, and that's going to be some kind of formula where we have life by agency under the context. Therefore, we minimize that harm and we get to that full dignity. So that's the most coherent path. So pro both seems to be the most coherent path. And if we look at it, we try to test that, we can see that the truth is stabilized through the outcomes, through the data, through the testimony, the policies that reduce harm and increase human dignity, and that this is held without collapse. What seems to collapse is a binary, and that becomes left-right politics, and that just results in oscillation forever, back and forth, until one side is dominated by the other, which is anti-life. Either that or it just collapses, which I vote let's collapse the binary and be a pro both, so that we align with the self, align with the family, align with society. So in closing, I have a four-factor test that is going to be education, leave, financial stability, and contraception. So those things are just going to be lead towards the reduce the number of unwanted pregnancies, which in turn reduce the number of abortions, and honor both that life as being sacred and agency being sacred. Thank you.
Okay. You're saying that life begins at conception. Do you draw that line arbitrarily?
No, but it's your turn to give your argument. I wonder why you're pro-choice.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty much pro-choice because I feel like you have the right to remove anything from your body. So, if it's justified under bodily harm, so if a woman is pregnant and the baby is causing her bodily harm, she has the right to remove it, and it's under self-defense. And I think that's true for all 9 months.
We're having a 1v1. Please chill. Can you continue, please?
Yeah. So pretty much, yeah. Pretty much, and also, do you have the right to? It is your body, so you have the right to remove anything from your body. If someone's on top of it, you can remove it. If there's a bug inside it, you can remove it. So same thing for the fetus. You have the right to remove it. And also, I do think that life begins at birth, not at conception. I think that line's pretty arbitrary. And also,